Talk to him.
Classic codes, I ain't taking it slow. Forgive me, Lord, I woke up in that mode. Whether the winters were left in the cold. Move forward, you know what I mean? So we got Anton Daniels After Hours. Been a minute since we brought them to the live show. So let's have some fun today, man. They're talking about the riots in LA. So I haven't actually done much news coverage and stuff like that. And it's for a reason, for a few different reasons. But you know what? My people need me and they want my POV, my perspective, my thought process. And that's why they subscribe to me, so they can get something out of me that they're not getting somewhere else. So I'm not going to deprive y'all. We're going to go ahead and tap in on the LA riots and join the panel and see what everybody has to say. Let's go.
Maybe we can get the political stuff out of the way. LA riots. I'll share my screen with you guys to make sure that we see.
Look at that nigga. Wait, hold on. God damn.
What?
Oh shit. The man put a chocolate soldier on this motherfucker.
He a Marine. He a Marine.
This nigga don't fight with us.
He is.
Hey.
He a Marine. He in the Marine Corps.
What the fuck?
Yes, he is.
That
Yes,
nigga was
he
outside
is.
for this whole bitch.
That nigga look like he been in one of them porta potties with 2Ks.
Y'all are so mean.
But this is some of what's happening with the rioting, the looting, the migrants, the protests, and all of that.
You can hear the alarms going off as a crowd of people broke into a jewelry store on 6th and Broadway just before midnight. It's not clear what those looters might have gotten away with or if any of them were arrested. But take a look at this video, because about a half hour later, we did see police detaining at least a couple people a couple blocks away. The Apple store here was ransacked. There were items all over the floor and sidewalk. A few of the glass windows and doors were shattered, and there was a lot of graffiti left behind. Now, across the street from here, there was also an Adidas store that was broken into, and that's actually the second night in a row the thieves targeted that store. Another shoe store in the area, a nearby pharmacy, were also burglarized. All of these stores are about a mile from where the protest took place last night. It's not clear if it was people from those protests who were responsible for all the looting and vandalizing, or if it was others taking advantage of the chaotic situation downtown. Here's what one person told us he saw.
What I witnessed is just groups of, all ages, all women, men, young kids, everybody just out. And tools, some people had saws, or electric saws, so they came prepared.
So protests are starting to break out all across America. Of course, Chicago had to get their punk ass in there. I heard they down there in Louisiana, different places, so on and so forth. So what are your thoughts about, I don't know if y'all are truly familiar with it, but what are y'all thoughts about what's happening in LA and how it's spilling over into?
All right, so before they start to give their takes, I saw a lot of reels and clips showing that people are revolting against ICE and revolting against law enforcement out in LA. I guess in protest or pushing back against the deportation that's going on and the removal of the illegal migrants in the country and stuff like that. I've seen a lot of that stuff. Now, in regards to just how much detail I know about how much they're getting done in the way of effectiveness for their cause, that I don't know. Maybe some of that will be covered here, and I'll give my takes on that. But I am aware of what's been going on. I kind of want to see what a few of them have to say first before I dive in. Let's go.
To the rest of America.
Well, first of all, my first initial reaction is you can tell that this isn't us. Okay, because never in the history of niggerdom have niggas broken into a deal store. Like that's like that's the most Mexican shit ever. Niggas breaking instead of some man, that's insane. Second of all, my second observation is this is the Democrat version of January 6th. Okay, so as much as they talk shit about y'all, this is the equivalency of it. And to me, they doing it way worse. Well, way better in this case. So
That's an interesting point. So he's likening this to the insurrection up at the Capitol and all of that. He's saying this is the Democrats' version of that, and he's saying they're doing it way worse. Interesting. Interesting. I don't even know if I agree or disagree. It's just a perspective that I hadn't really put my mind on. Shout out to 2K.
So
What do you mean by better? What is better?
well, they actually destroying shit. Like they actually causing havoc. Yeah, and my third observation is black people, sit this one out. This one ain't us. I don't know why the fuck cuz who gave the interview was out there. Black and brown people, we are not the same. Don't you ever forget when we was marching for civil rights, you ain't see no Mexicans in them lines. All right. Listen, sit this one out, black people. This one ain't us.
Wow.
Sit it out.
Wow. Okay, that's a strong take. So 2K says black people need to sit this one out. They don't need to take to the streets and in solidarity and in support of the Hispanics as they fight against the deportation and the ICE and all of that and the government and everything as they fight this fight and riot and protest across the nation. He's saying black people should sit this one out, saying that the Hispanics wouldn't have marched with us or fought with us, you know, when we've gone through our different times of protest and revolution and things like that. That's interesting. That's interesting. Black and brown people in this country have a very unique relationship. You got some Hispanic people who don't mess with black folks and, you know, kind of tailor themselves and more like kind of what's the word, assimilate with white folks. You got some Hispanics that are loyal to their sector of Hispanic, right? With whether it be Mexican or Puerto Rican or whatever. Then you got some Hispanics that will marry a black person and have kids with them. You know what I mean? Like it's a unique situation. But for him to say black folks should sit this one out in regards to the protesting and stuff like that, it's an interesting take. I told y'all I'm gonna dive into my take, but we got a bit to go on the video, so I want to hear some of their takes first, and then I'm gonna jump in. Let's go.
That's all I got to say.
Carrie, thoughts?
2K raises some valid points, but I don't see the purpose in all of this. It's not gonna change anything. If anything, you're giving Trump and the border czar, and you're giving them more ammunition to come and crack down and do the very thing you protesting against. You're making it easier because 9 times out of 10, a bunch of them that are out there are probably illegal, probably don't got their papers. So it's to me, it's foolish. It's foolish.
Yeah. When
You muted, bro.
you're muted, bro. You gotta unmute yourself.
I rebuke. I don't know nothing about this. All I saw was some Adidas laying on the
Do you
ground.
not know anything about the biggest story that is happening in social media and across the United States?
Man, I just
What are you doing?
I watch softball and I watch basketball.
Yeah.
It's the top of the college football game cycle. So I get it, you did it.
And I'll play my video game.
Yeah, but
I ain't gonna lie, I respect Quentin for that. You know, some people just, you know, it's like some people really just take on that mentality. Like when they knock on my front door, that's when I answer for it. But until then, shit ain't got nothing to do with me. I don't know nothing about it. I ain't keeping up with it. When it become a local issue to my neighborhood, that's when I'll be concerned with it. One could have an opinion saying that mentality or that thought process is right or wrong, but that's a full-grown adult and has every right to rock how they want to rock. I haven't watched the news or what they pass as the news in decades. Literally, I stopped watching the news as a little kid when the weather kept being wrong. That's when I knew the news was full of shit. I stopped watching news in elementary school. I used to look at the news every day to try to get the weather. And I noticed, like, you know, a few times a month, they'll tell me it's going to rain damn near for sure. And you dress accordingly and it don't never rain. It's bright as hell outside all day long. Then it'd be days where they say it's supposed to be nice and a very, very mild chance of rain, and you get a blitz of a thunderstorm. Like I knew to stop watching the freaking news or what passes as the news decades ago. So I kind of respect Quentin for being like, shit, I don't know nothing about it. I ain't keeping up with it. You know, it is what it is. You know, it ain't got nothing to do with him. Some people just mind their own business. I'm never going to argue with the person who chooses to mind their own fucking business. I'm never going to argue with that person. Let's go.
But, it's kind of crazy, but like what I hate about this shit is when they got the other flags out there, bro. Like that shit does kind of piss me off. And I ain't no patriotic dude. I'm not no America. I'm not no dude like that. But that's kind of defeating the purpose. Like, why you riding with Mexico and Argentina flags? Go back over there, my nigga. That's kind of Trump even offering you money to go back.
That's a valid point.
I believe that's because when you allow for people to be comfortable for too long, they start to feel entitled. And so for a long time, nothing has ever happened. Nobody has ever been held accountable. Now, these motherfuckers actually believe that they got the same rights as us. They believe that they can come over here with size 12 shoes, with perfect immunity. And part of it is the environments that they exist in. So if you over in California, the laws has been soft for so long. The governor is a bitch. The mayor is a slut. Like they all weak and nobody actually stands up and does anything. And so now you got the inmates running around acting like everything is cool. They not even doing nothing. They told the Los Angeles Police Department to just stand down and just chill out. Meanwhile, businesses is being burned down, cars is on fire, graffiti is everywhere, motherfuckers is looting stores.
Yeah, so I want to take a chance to jump in here and just point out, you see how Anton said that in LA, a lot of people are saying that the law enforcement have been told to stand down and they're not even doing anything as these riots and the looting and the things like that pick up out there. Guys, I always try to tell you guys that the truth is in plain sight. It's in plain sight. It really is. It's all around you. It's in plain sight. You've just literally been conditioned and trained to question it when you see it. That's it. If the police are being told to stand down, it's for a reason. If this is happening nationwide and you're seeing that there isn't an influx or an abundance or a wild ass amount of like police on civilian violence to keep shit under control and a reckless ass amount of arrests happening, and if the National Guard is not being called in, if essentially the police are gonna say, hey, we're gonna let this go to a point and kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Keep everything controlled to a certain environment. You know what I mean? Proximity wise and this, that, and the third. If that's how they moving, it's for a reason. I'm not about to be a conspiracy theorist or nothing like that. I'm just helping y'all to understand that it's important to listen with your eyes. If this is going on in a major city and the police are being essentially kind of told to like, you know, fall back, do what you can, don't do too much, don't put yourself in harm's way. Like they not putting on the suits, breaking out the shields, breaking out the rubber bullets, like they not breaking out the tear gas. They kind of letting this shit walk. It's for a real reason. So understand if it's Armageddon in the streets, it's because they're allowing it. And if they're allowing it, you have to ask yourself why. But let's continue.
And all of this stuff. And if it's not for Trump stepping in, I just, you know, I'm amazed at how weak we've become as a nation. And, you know, I just don't get it, bro. Like you and I, if we did something that we're not supposed to do, we got to be held accountable for that shit. I'm just talking about regularly breaking the law on some stuff. These motherfuckers is just out here doing shit. They burning up whole cars. Seen a motherfucker throwing rocks at a convoy of police vehicles. Yeah. Like we was in Iraq or something. They throwing rocks, bro. That's crazy to me. And it makes me even more, it makes me more angry. Like, yeah, get these motherfuckers out of here, bro.
Now, see what it is, Anton? It's the other 49 states that feel like that, or the other 47 because it's not out. See, I've been hearing this from a lot of people from Cali. Cali think that they can secede from a.
Oh shit, the chat got booming. What's going on? Miles, what's going on with you? Welcome to the chat, bro. Peace, brother. Checking it. Check in post-workout. For sure, man. Welcome to the live show, man. Glad to have you. Correct me if I'm wrong, podcast. What's good, class? What's going on, B? How you feeling, man? What's going on, man? Talking about the LA riots for the first time on the code, so we got to figure this one out. Trying not to crash out, honestly. Let's go.
America.
Let them. They're fair.
And be okay. Like they were throwing out numbers like we got the fourth largest.
They don't believe that shit. They don't believe that
I'm
shit,
telling you, you should have seen the folks in the comments.
He was just begging for money from Trump for the wildfires, bro.
That's what I was telling them.
He was
and I'm not
begging
even
for
a
money,
politician type of dude.
and they running a deficit. California is running, depending on the year, it could be anywhere from $10 to $20 billion a year deficit, bro. Los Angeles by itself is running a $1 billion budget deficit, bro. Don't believe that shit, bro. They was giving out free healthcare to undocumented.
I hope y'all putting the pieces together. He just said the rioting, the looting, all this different destructive stuff going on, and law enforcement out there is being made to fall back or stand down, whatever you may say, right? Then he's pointing out the economics of that city, saying that Los Angeles and the whole state actually is at a deficit and they're in some crazy debt. Now, I don't know if y'all understand how insurance work, policies, government grants, bonds, state to federal. I don't know if y'all have an understanding of how any of that works, but it wouldn't necessarily hurt the hell out of you if you're a state that's in debt and you go through catastrophic civilian uprising that causes millions upon millions of dollars worth of damages. And all of these places are insured. It doesn't necessarily fuck anything up for you guys, you know, as a governor and stuff like that. I just hope y'all putting the pieces together. Like I said, the truth right in front of us. Let's go.
Migrants, bro. They was giving out help. They was trying to create loans to get these people houses and stuff, man. It's so disrespectful. It's the most, and the taxpayers is the ones that put the bill. It's the most disrespectful thing ever. You're gonna take Americans' money and give it to people that can't even fucking vote. And the worst part about it is the Californians keep on voting in people like Gavin Newsom and stuff, bro.
It's crazy, bro.
It's weird. It's just a weird situation for me, man. I just don't understand how we tolerate it. And then it's like black women, like when they gonna shut the fuck up about every issue trying to be a part of the game.
Wow.
Like why they always gotta join?
Whoa. Anton, what just happened? Why black women just catch strays like that?
Natural born crash dummy. And he go crash out.
And be the ones to be a part of some shit that ain't even got nothing to do with them.
You talking about Doshi?
Yeah, all of it. They just standing for shit that ain't got. Just shut the fuck up for 5 minutes. This ain't even got nothing to do with y'all. Finally, y'all the ones that's getting your head kicked in. You safe from deportation. Bitch, shut the fuck up. Like, why y'all standing with these people?
Because we gave them the right to speak, but they never had to fight for the shit. I keep telling y'all,
weird,
bro, we got to bring back hands back.
All right, okay. This just took a left. Hey, y'all, I'm here to discuss the LA riots. I don't know how the sisters just start catching strays. Just so y'all know, I'm doing an authentic reaction. I have not seen this section of the live stream that they had. So this is all authentic. Sisters, don't be mad at me. I didn't know this was happening, but let's go.
The fact that women can speak so freely about something that they had no participation in obtaining is insane to me. It's terribly insane. Why do you feel like you got a say so on what anything military got going on? And if some shit pop off, your funk ass gonna be somewhere hiding in the house.
I just don't know why they feel like they need to join in on this kind of, like, to support these people.
Because it's niggas like Slimmy, bro. Bring the backhands back.
I have nothing to do with that.
What are your thoughts, Slimmy?
I'll be honest, man. I mean, I just think these like the first stages of World War III. I'm gonna be very honest. Very honest. All this shit started with the last regime. I think it's some anarchists in charge that's really pulling the strings to how this shit being done. Because it doesn't add up. It doesn't make sense. How you get all these people here? How you let all these people get here, right? For one thing. Who would sign off on that to let these people get here. Like, I get it. It's the melting pot. But
Slimmy talking backwards. He said it doesn't add up. It doesn't make sense. It actually does add up, and it makes perfect sense. And the beginning of WW3, which I'm not going to say certain words because I'm still growing my channel, but the beginning of WW3 started some years ago. So I don't know if y'all have like been asleep or laying under a rock. Y'all remember when the entire country was grounded as far as airports is concerned? For how many hours? The whole country was grounded as far as airports is concerned. Nobody could fly. What y'all thought that wasn't? Y'all thought that wasn't a test or a threat or some passive aggression? What y'all thought that was? A coincidence? Y'all believe in coincidences? What y'all thought what y'all thought the vid was? The vid, when they told everybody run up there and get the poke. I can't say certain words, y'all. What y'all thought that was? Y'all didn't think that was no warfare? No? So y'all think this shit just like it's now it's bubbling. Where y'all been? Where y'all been? You don't think them games with TikTok going down for a minute? Y'all don't think that had nothing to do with nothing? Like, what is this? And then y'all don't think them letting y'all know everything that the public finds out from what they pass as the news is late. It's very late. I knew the extraterrestrials was real when I was a little bitty boy. The government told y'all a couple years ago, and now it's valid. I didn't need nobody to validate that for me. I've been new. I knew Earth was bigger than they was telling us when I was a little boy. Y'all needed somebody to tell y'all. I knew when I was 15 years old and I got on my first cruise ship that they didn't sell all them Africans over here from no damn Africa. But y'all wait for the information to be validated from a source that's going to tell you when you already behind the 8 ball. Their job is to control chaos. Their job is to manipulate, herd the flock. You see what I'm saying? That's their job. They're not going to give you the information on bootleg. To have the information, to be in the know and to have some foresight, you got to operate inside of reality. You got to see things for what it is. When they show you something, when the Obamas produce a movie called Leave the World Behind that ends with a little girl in a bunker, pay attention. How loud y'all want them to blow the whistle? It don't matter. Most of y'all don't got what it takes to survive anyway. Scary ass niggas. It don't even matter. Let's go.
Just to let them in freely and to continue to let them in. And then when you're trying to really like make this shit go away and recorrect everything, it's pushback. That makes no sense. It's anarchists, real life anarchists. They want controversy. They want the fucking world to burn. They pulling strings to have this shit happen. I seen that shit with my own eyes during the George Floyd protests. It wasn't no black people tearing shit up. I'm gonna keep it a grand with you. I was out there. It was black. It was all black people standing around. I was out there, literally. Next thing you know, I seen some white kid. It's all these white people in all black. They got on all black. They got red rags. They got red rags on. This white kid out of nowhere, he just took a skateboard and bashed a police kiosk. Just bashed the windows out. I'm like, what the fuck is you doing? I'm like, hey.
You talking about the Antifa, bro. These are people who are literally.
It don't matter.
Yeah.
They're anarchists. That's what they are.
Okay.
You label whichever way you want. They're anarchists. And they got, I'm pretty sure they got paid to do that shit because it's thousands of them standing out there, dog. Why are they there? They had nothing to do with it. Why are they there? And then it gets reported that it's black people tearing shit up. Yeah, it eventually was. It eventually was because they saw.
I mean, listen. Niggas gonna nig. If a whole bunch of black folks is around downtown or wherever the local plaza is, and some Caucasians, in the midst of what is supposed to be potentially riot behavior, if they, happen to come bust the doors and the windows out of Louis Vuitton or Gucci, all of the aforementioned Negroes that are standing around in the area may or may not go in there and see if the store happens to have their sizes. Is it right? I don't know. But I know that I trust humans to be humans. Yep, I sure do. I sure do. Right or wrong is for children. The discussion of it is I mean, it can or can't be productive. It depends on if the person you're talking to has a similar moral compass. Your idea of right and wrong, you know, it could get kind of fluid. It's a lot of things. You know, I think everything should be in alignment with nature. And to be honest with you, the laws of nature say if you can't protect it, it ain't yours. So y'all call that what y'all want. Y'all call that right. Y'all call that wrong. Call it what it is. That's what I believe. But we gonna bring it home on this. I think we got what we need. Shout out to Anton Daniels and the After Hours crew. You know, always a pleasure doing reactions to their content. Anton Daniels doing great content over there, keeping everybody up on news, politics, finances, and social, you know, social culture. We got a comment. Miles said, bro lost focus. Facts. He just all of a sudden just went straight in on the sisters. That was crazy. But yeah, we're gonna wrap it up on the reaction video. I think in closing, all I have to say in regards to the riots is this. I have a few different perspectives on it. But in regards to the riots, I'll just say that, or not even the riots, but just the revolt and the rebellion against like what's going on with ICE. I think it's a natural occurrence. You got people who have come over here and set life up for themselves and have yet to be able to get their proper documentation for a myriad of different reasons, from each individual case to the next. You know what I mean? And so with that being said, it's natural that you're going to receive resistance when all of a sudden you brutally and aggressively seek to uproot these people. These people have, you know, made children here, made families here. There's generations here. So it's a lot of tragedy, a lot of pain, a lot of heartache, and a lot of discombobulation that's being created, you know, within a lot of families that are being affected by what's happening. So I think the resistance is natural. If they didn't resist, I mean, I don't think it would make sense to just see everybody just walking. Oh, okay, you coming to get us? All right, we'll go with you. Like, I don't think that would be natural. I think that would be weird. What's happening seems like it's natural. I think the government probably anticipated something like this at some point in time. And again, who's to say that this isn't being induced, right? So just, you know, that's one take I have on it. And on the other side of it, I just want to say you got a lot of people online saying a lot of different things about a lot of different things right now, right? And I think some things are distractions, some things are, you know, cover-ups, and then some things are like what's really supposed to be paid attention to, mixed in the midst of all of it. You know, there's a lot going on in the sky right now as far as things people are seeing in the sky right now. There's a lot going on in the water right now as far as things that people are seeing in the water right now. And then, of course, you have a lot going on with the world in regards to government, currency, and things like that. So one thing is clear. We're in a big shift in every shape, form, and fashion you could think of. We are in the midst of a huge shift. And with that being said, all these people with all these different belief systems, religion, spirituality, whatever it may be, the thing about religion, spirituality, and all of that is everybody's right until somebody's wrong. So with the stuff going on in the sky right now, you got people saying Jesus coming back. You got people saying it's the Anunnaki. I heard somebody talking about Nibiru. I heard all different types of stuff, right? Everybody's right until somebody's wrong. Clearly, there's some type of a catastrophe, for lack of a perfect term, that is coming, and not just to America, but it's happening in the world. And to build, one must first destroy. And there's a lot of things that are clearly being broken right now. And so what's going on with the immigrants, digressing back to the immigrants, what's going on with them is one of many very important things that are taking place that could or could not be viewed as positive. You know what I'm saying? So I think for the people that are dealing with it and are affected by it, fight your fight. You know, such is life. You can't expect anybody to fight with you, and you can't expect anybody to come save you, because oftentimes that's just not how life works. And so for the people that's in it, you know, fight your fight. For the people that's not in it and that are choosing to stay out of it, I can't sit here and say you're doing something wrong. For the people that's not in it and that are choosing to get in it, I can't say you're doing something wrong. Everybody got to live with all their choices during this time. And that's in regards to everything. So hopefully that's not too politically correct, but that's just my take on it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going out to go walk and march because marching is useless. I'm not going out to loot and riot because that's useless. It's never fixed anything, ever. The only thing that will ever fix the problems that civilians and society have with the government is a complete and total organization, a unity, and an uprising. And that is going to involve people on both sides shedding blood. And that, my friends, will never occur because far too much of a majority of the people in this country, on this side of the world, are mentally conditioned the way that the powers that be would like for us to be mentally conditioned. So there will never be enough people on the same side in with their shoes on the same feet and with their minds and their mission in alignment to truly uprise. And the powers that be understand that. They understand that. And so a lot of people who are adults and understand that, they lean into faith and they think Jesus gonna come fix it, or Allah gonna come fix it, or something like that. But you know, a lot of that is tricks too, because they told us that he may not come when you want him, but he'll be on time. Last time I checked, if you ain't here when I want you, you late. And that's that on my reaction. If you like what you just saw, support the channel. Make sure you subscribe, like, and jump in the comments. Talk to me so we could crack these codes. If you want to support the channel monetarily, go to my website and cop some merch, www.theclassiccodes.com. Or you can shoot me a Cash App. Either way, stick to the codes.
Classic codes, I ain't taking it slow. Forgive me, Lord, I woke up in that mode. Weathered the winters when left in the cold. Hardened my heart and now hardened the flow.